Hello and welcome to Theme Park Today, where we are counting down the top 10 rides at Thorpe Park, updated for 2024, which means now includes Hyperia, but where will it place? Now remember, this is my own opinion, you might think differently. This is going to be totally different to the last top 10 I did last year. A link in the description if you want to see the difference. Let me know in the comments yours. Let's get into it. Starting off at number 10. We have Rumble Rapids. Yes, this is just making it into my top 10. I do love Rumble Rapids. I do love a good Rapids ride. However, this is one of the weaker Rapids rides out there. You may come off soaked. Unlikely, more than likely you're going to come off it dry. But Rumble Rapids sticks number 10 in my top 10, even though I do think that this is a good area for the next coaster at Thorpe Park. But that's not for a few more years yet. In at number 9, the same one as my last top 10, is the first roller coaster on the list, and it's a Flying Fish. Now this is one of the older coasters at Thorpe Park, and it is of course a little one, a tamer one for the little ones. It's 0.9, there's not many 0.9 rides at Thorpe Park, so this one just had to stay there in the top 10. It is an old classic, you get about 2 or 3 laps around. Yeah, Flying Fish in at number 9 on this top 10. Number 8, we have Big Easy Bumpers, the dodgems at Thorpe Park, or bumper cars, whichever one you want to call it. Certainly not dodgems though, is it? But this is a classic ride. Dodgems, bumper cars are the older rides at theme parks, and they are always welcome and they're always fun.
3, 2, 1.
And number 7, it is Detonator, a 100-foot drop tower at Thorpe Park with the amazing countdown 3, 2, 1. It is just a brilliant drop tower right here at Thorpe Park. It definitely deserves the number 7 place on this list. And we're going to move on to the top 6 now. Spoiler alert, they are all roller coasters from here on out, because there are now 6 top coasters at Thorpe Park. But in which order? Let's find out. At number 6, we have Soar the Ride. Yes, it slips down out of the top 5. This ride, even though it's one of the longest rides at Thorpe Park, it can be rough at times, but it's still a classic and it's still a decent ride. But it does slip down as the worst coaster at Thorpe Park now. It has a 100-foot drop and a top speed of 55 miles. Of course, when you look at it next to Hyperia, it now looks absolutely tiny in comparison. We have now made it to the top 5, and we've got 5 roller coasters to count down. But in what order? Let's find out. In at number 5, it is Colossus, the world's first 10-looping roller coaster. Now this ride can be a bit rough, and the trains are not the best. In fact, it could do with some new trains. I wish it did have new trains. And if you're in the back of the train carriage, then yeah, it can be a pretty squashed ride. While this was the world's first 10-looping roller coaster, it is no longer a unique ride to Thorpe Park, and some with just lap bars, like Flamingo Land. So while this is not the best one around anymore, it's still okay for what it is. But it is in at number 5 now. It has a top speed of 45 miles. And of course, when you think it's all over, just for good measure, you have one last inversion at the end. At number 4, we have, you come out of that station, you do a nice bend, and you go into the Inferno. And up into that lift hill, this ride has 4 inversions with a top speed of 50 miles. Of course, this ride is a copy to the one at Alton Towers. Which one is better? Let you decide. Of course, this is one of the first big coasters that I went on, so it has a special place in my heart. It's also my most ridden coaster to this day for that exact reason. So I always have a soft spot for Nemesis Inferno at Thorpe Park. Of course, I try all different coasters now. Love the smooth ones, hate the rough runs, and that's how it goes. Of course, this ride was made famous by the In-Betweeners.
Get them off and make them move.
In at number 3, you might hate me for this, it's Stealth. At number 3, tell you my reasons in a moment, but Stealth goes from 0 to 80 in just 1.8 seconds, and it is the fastest accelerating coaster in the world. The reason this is number 3 and not any higher is because it's over in seconds. Now that is the design, and that is perfectly fine. It's a great ride. But I love longer rides, although you don't find them much in the UK. But that is the reason why I've not placed this any higher. Of course, it was the fastest roller coaster in the UK until Hyperia came, but you can't beat that launch. Of course, WWTB radio, let's not forget. Of course, it used to go 0 to 80 in 2.3 seconds, but they had changed it to Jimmy Roebuck. I'd love a rollback one day. We have now reached the top 2. There's only 2 coasters left. And at number 2, it is the Swarm. The Swarm opened back in 2012, and it was the first wind coaster in the UK. Of course, it was the only wind coaster in the UK until Mountain Mayhem opened in 2023, and now there is 2. Of course, that first drop is absolutely amazing, where it twists you over. If you're on the right hand side, you really get spun over the top, which is amazing. That first drop is absolutely epic. A top speed of 60 miles on this ride, and of course it is all about those near misses. Of course, you go through the billboards, you've got a helicopter in the middle, you've got the lake. It is just an epic ride. Of course, it's about destruction. Such a great themed ride. It is just fantastic. And the twist over the station is also amazing as well. Just wish this ride was a bit longer, but it is just an absolutely epic ride, and until recently it was my favourite ride at Thorpe Park. Right now it's now number 2. It's also such a smooth ride as well. Oh, unlike the wind coaster Furious Bucko in Port Ventura is horrible. This ride, nice and smooth, it's lovely. Of course, it being a wind coaster means you sit to the side of the track and not on top or underneath it. We've counted down, and now we've made it to number 1. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. What could it be? It can only be Hyperia. It's the number 1 ride at Thorpe Park now. The first drop is absolutely amazing. You come down it, you turn, and you're doing speeds of around 81 miles. Yes, this is now the fastest ride in Thorpe Park. It's also the tallest and fastest ride in the UK. It's Hyperia. That outer bank turn, the world's first, amazing. It is 236 feet tall. Come round into the stall here. This is absolutely brilliant, and you have the splashdown as well. The airtime on this ride is amazing. Over 14 seconds of airtime. That's half of the ride. This ride is just lap bars, and that still scares people. But there's nothing to be scared of, because lap bars is absolutely amazing on this ride. No headbanging. The biggest criticism of this ride is that it is a short ride. It could have been longer. It would have been amazing if it was longer. But it is number 1 at Thorpe Park. It is a great ride. Might even be number 1 in the UK. If you've not tried it yet, make sure you do. There are lots of Hyperia videos on the channel if you want to see this coaster in more action. So do check them out. And that's it! That is the top 10 rides at Thorpe Park, in my opinion. Do you agree? I'm sure you agree about Hyperia. Let me know your top 10 in the comments below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. And share it as well. Thank you for watching. Thorpe Park really is the UK's most thrilling theme park. I love it. See you again soon. Goodbye.